The 2024 Olympics is happening now. Oh my God, I need my muscles for this. But people aren't talking about the amazing athletes. They're not talking about Lady Gaga's performance. She did it in French. They're not even talking about Snoop Dogg doing the torch ceremony. Snoop Dogg! What they are talking about though, definitely fighting about online, is this guy and this girl and all the drag queens. And we're gonna find out exactly what's going on here. Why are people upset? And is it justifiable? Or are they just getting mad over absolutely nothing? You guys, get your goggles strapped on your girls. It's time to dive in. Hello and welcome back to where I break down internet drama, trends, reality show, anything weird I see, so that your little fingers are not scrolling through social media and rotting your brain, increasing your anxiety, and sitting on your butt cheeks for too long. And all I ask for you is to hit that subscribe button, and it's all free. That's all I ever really wanted. There we go, I heard you did it. Thank you so much for hitting the subscribe button. I'm almost at my goal of 930,000 subscribers, so thank you. So the 2024 Olympic Games have started right now. Now, I don't personally watch the Olympics. Don't let the muscles fool you. I watch cartoons. But I do enjoy little snippets of like the gymnastics and the sprints, and that's pretty much it. But there has been some hoopla. And it has gotten me intrigued. I got sent this picture so many times saying, Michelle, have you seen the representation of the Olympics this year? They're promoting obesity. So me, being a non-Olympic watcher, but thinking of the Olympics as this, you know, the top of the top, the best of the best athletes, people telling me that this woman is like the face or the representation of the Olympics. I was very confused about what this was, about why it was, and how it was, and why is that man blue? Is he a Smurf? Then I saw that it was doing a religious thing, and people were comparing it, or people said that it was a representation of the Last Supper.
They completely ruined it, and they made a lot of families not want to watch it at all, which is an insult to the athletes.
Okay, can somebody please explain to me what the point of that opening ceremony in Paris recreating the Last Supper was?
And y'all, once the religious stuff got brought up, people were pissed on TikTok, so pissed. Some of the advertisers are pulling their advertisements from the Olympics.
We reached out to C-Spire, the president and CEO Susie Hayes, saying C-Spire is supportive of our athletes who have worked so hard to be a part of the Olympics. However, we will not be a part of the offensive and unacceptable mockery of the Last Supper, which is why we're pulling our advertising from the Olympics. Governor Tate Reeves also went to Twitter standing in full support of C-Spire's decision, saying, I am proud to see the private sector in Mississippi step up and put their foot down. God will not be mocked.
Then on Facebook, which I usually don't go on, but I saw people saying, you idiots, this isn't the Last Supper, you're stupid. If the ceremony at the Olympics offended you, I am truly embarrassed for you and your lack of understanding, culture, and education. Attention snowflakes. Mad at the opening ceremony? Now boycotting the entire Olympics? Tats, it's not about you, it's about supporting our country and the 592 athletes that worked hard to get there. So take your fragile, triggered feelings over the odd opening, tuck them away, and cheer on your fellow Americans. So now at this point, I was hooked. I was also confused. Am I supposed to be mad at this? I need someone to tell me what to feel. Because if someone tells me on the internet what to be angry about or what not to be angry about, I listen. Just kidding. But I wanted to know like the background of all of this. Are these the representation of the top athletes? Is this the new Last Supper? And why is Papa Smurf on the table? I had so many questions and I'm gonna break it all down right now. So it's July 26th, 2024, and the start of the Summer Games has commenced as Snoop Dogg, the original D-O-double-G, torch in hand, ignites whatever they light. Like I said, I don't watch this. The athletes come on out. Performers are performing. And then the drag queens and the dancers line up right by the long table.
Qu'on soit slim, qu'on soit gros, on est tout simplement tout nu.
And people didn't like that. It was very divided on the internet, and people said they are mocking Christians.
I think it's just indicative of how that the people tend to criticize a Christian's religion rather than any other religion. It wouldn't have flown if it had been against the Muslim religion or another religion.
I thought it was great.
I can agree with this man's legs. I'm very confused why he didn't show his face, but it's very like worldly accepted to just make fun of Christians. Or maybe at least here in America, like you can make fun of Christians, it's like not a big deal. But any other religion, they get crazy.
They've featured Jesus fighting Santa Claus. They've taken on Jews, Mormons, and Scientologists too. You name a sacred cow, and the show's creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, have mocked it mercilessly.
The thing we've stood behind for 10 years is it's got to all be okay or none of it is.
But when the Prophet Muhammad was portrayed wearing a bear costume last week, it resulted in a warning on a radical Muslim website that Stone and Parker could wind up like the Dutch filmmaker who was murdered by Muslim extremists.
Same with like making fun of LGBT, it's just like not acceptable. Now I watch cartoons and a lot of adult cartoons make fun of everything, LGBT, religion, everybody's gonna get it. But in the real world, if you wanna make fun of a religion, Christianity seems to be the one that is more accepted. I'm not too sure why. I am an all-inclusive girl. I say everybody make fun of everybody. Then we can all freak out together. Anyway, they ended up apologizing because they got like huge sponsors were pulling out. It was just getting a lot of the wrong attention that they didn't want.
If people have taken any offense, we are of course really sorry.
So this man right here, Thomas Jolly, is the artistic director who was the one that like was the mastermind behind all of this, and he made it clear that this was actually not the Last Supper. It's not even close. This was actually a representation of the Feast of Dionysius. Dionysius being the blue man on the table. I still don't understand why he's blue, but that's the way that he's portrayed. The performance was replicating a pagan celebration featuring Dionysius, the Greek god of fertility, wine, and revelry, known to the Romans as Bacchus, whom has close ties to France. In Greek mythology, he is the father of Sicana, the goddess of the river Seine. And as you can see, everybody in the background of the original photo or painting is in the nude. Is that a little weird to have at a 2024 Olympic Games for me? Quite yes. Do I find this all to be weird? Yes. And keep in mind, this is in Paris, France. Aren't they very into like the arts and like being naked? So Philip, the guy that played the Greek god, was very confused about the uproar and he didn't understand why people are getting this angry because he's French, and he said nudity is really the very origins of the games, and he was very happy to be part of the ceremony. So I actually get comments from French people sometimes when I'm like reading a comment that's really angry about my body. Like if I decide to wear a bra, I have big boobs. Sports bras flatten me out. But if I wear a bra, honey, Tia and Tamara will be up to my lips. And I'll showcase the comment that's just very angry at me for seeing the top of Tia and Tamara's head, and they'll be like, these stupid Americans, so scared of the human body. Like nude beaches, right? French people speak up. I think nudity is like a normal thing. Like nude beaches is it's like a normal thing over there. Nude beaches over here, like I heard someone in the gym saying, that girl goes to the nude beach. Oh, like she's scandalous. It's a nude beach. That's where you go to let it all hang out.
Where'd you pull that from? My fanny pack. Where's your fanny pack? Ah, there it is.
So the whole drag queen thing and naked Greek sparkly god on the table was actually part of a fashion show. And if you're into fashion, you might think this is really cool. If you're not into fashion, you might still think that this is very odd. So what I learned was that they have this table or walkway. The blue sparkly god would rise up from like below this table.
Est-ce qu'il y aurait des guerres si on était restés tout nus?
And then after, he went away, the fashion show would start. And I don't like to put everybody in a box, but I think most drag queens, because they dress up, they get very, very fabulous. They love fashion shows. It's like artsy, it's over the top. And you might be saying, why is a freaking fashion show in the Olympics? Well, because the Olympics is in France, and France is known for their fashion, nudity, and French fries. Not sure about the last one. I just know that I really like French fries. It has the word French in them. I needed 3 things. So the creator went on and said this: we wanted to include everyone, and it's as simple as that. In France, we have freedom of creation, artistic freedom. We are lucky in France to live in a free country. I didn't have any specific message that I wanted to deliver. In France, we are a republic. We have the right to love whom we want. We have the right not to be worshipers. We have a lot of rights in France, and this is what I wanted to convey. And then after that, he confirmed once again that it is not the Last Supper and basically said, believe whatever you guys want. I can completely understand being weirded out by this. I was definitely weirded out when people kept sending it to me when I first saw it. I didn't understand it. it. I'm sure many parents were shielding their children's eyes, and now they've got to explain what the naked blue man was doing on the table to little Timmy. But I feel like it's sometimes hard for people to not live in their little bubble, and they don't understand that other countries have other, things going on, other beliefs, like certain things aren't sensitive to them, a guy sprawled out on a table half naked isn't like, like if I saw that walking down the street, I'd be like, why is Papa Smurf doing an OnlyFans thing? But nudity is not a big deal to them. If I was a parent who was very particular in what my children were watching, I would probably know that France is a little bit more zhuzhuzhing than America. So I'm going to watch the opening acts first, and then I'll call in the children once the actual sports start. It kind of reminds me of here in America for the halftime show for the football game. Usually they're pretty scandalous, and a lot of parents get very upset about that. And if you know it's gonna be a little scandalous or you're not sure, put little Timmy into the other room, turn on some Blue's Clues or whatever kids watch at that age, and call them in when it's the actual time of the sports. And on the topic of the artistic director, creative, whatever he is, I have been in these situations just as someone on the internet where you take artistic liberties, right? And people will just take it all the way up their butt cheeks. We just talked about the Rosa Parks skit that I did not too long ago, and there were just a few people taking it up their butt cheeks. And when I did that little skit, there was nothing behind it. It was just random and something I thought of, and I wanted to put it out there and tie it into the video, and people were making a lot of just conspiracy theories, and I pretty much said, you know what? Take it however you want. Art is subjective, and I don't want to take away your guys' artistic creative abilities, so go wild. But that's pretty much what everyone is very angry about the Olympics. I am actually angry at the Olympics, not because of this, but because of this guy named Vande Velde. And this boy is having man is having a great time at the Olympics after getting out of prison for R-wording a 12-year-old girl who he planned to meet and then travel to her house when he knew that her parents were out of town. And now he's at the Olympics. Mark Adams, a spokesperson, was saying, and I quote, "The crime occurred 10 years ago. A great deal of rehabilitation has taken place and strong safeguarding is in place." Actually, many spokespeople have spoken out and said he's definitely not a PEDO. He's not a risk to be around children. Many of his teammates even say he's a nice guy. Yeah. But my favorite quote, the best quote, is from Vanderbilt himself. "I can't reverse it, so I'll have to bear the consequences. It has been the biggest mistake of my life."
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Oh, no one cares if you're bearing the consequences. The 12-year-old girl will probably be traumatized for the rest of her life. So that's what I'm pissed about. I don't really care about a little blue man on a table. I've seen the Smurfs. Anyway, that's the mini video for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see all of you in the next video breaking down this internet drama so you do not rot your brain and sit on your butt cheeks way too long.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on